She was a happy, healthy baby until about 5 or 6 months old. We started noticing what I would call abnormal movements. When she was about to fall asleep or when she was waking up and they would cluster, her head would drop down, her arms would jackknife out, and they would last a couple of minutes. And there was a point where it started happening really frequently. In the meantime, Derek, my husband, was Googling. He came across a video of a baby doing the movements that looked the exact same as what Juniper was doing. I looked at it and I remember this immense feeling of dread came over me. Within a couple minutes of being in the emergency room, it was confirmed that she was having hundreds of seizures every single day. After receiving the diagnosis, it was like our world exploded. As we went through treatment, we realized fairly quickly that this was not going to be a blip, that this was going to radically change our life.
She has really hard to treat seizures, and she has a type of seizure called epileptic spasms, or when they start in infancy, we call it infantile spasms. The goal is really to manage life while still having epilepsy in the background. So epilepsy is a symptom of something else. Now, what's been challenging about Juniper's case is that she's had exhaustive testing, and we still haven't identified a clear genetic cause for her epilepsy. She very likely has one, but the current available technology has not yielded an answer of her epilepsy, and that's what makes her case a rare disorder. She has a combination of kind of intellectual impairments, movement impairments, and ongoing refractory epilepsy. And some kids respond to initial treatments, initial medications, with resolution of their spasms, but not everybody.
So often, I think what's highlighted are those success stories where a kid responds to treatment and they go on to do outstanding things. But Juniper and our family doesn't look like that. Juniper is not the success story in the traditional sense, but if we're measuring success by being handed a catastrophic diagnosis, we are going to have to witness, and our daughter is going to have to go through numerous medical procedures, take medication every single day, go to physical therapy multiple times a week, experience seizures multiple times a day, and still be able to say our life is good, our life is filled with joy, our daughter is happy, then yeah, I'd say that we are a success story.
Juniper is bright, sunny, resilient, excited, and sparkling. She doesn't let her epilepsy define her, and her neurological disabilities define her.
You know, I talk about our team, like finding your team of people that supports and celebrates and advocates for your child. And Dr. Bushlin is definitely someone that has been irreplaceable.
And Juniper's course has been really difficult. Pretty much no matter what treatment we've attempted, she's continued to have spasms. However, it doesn't mean we don't keep trying. You know, together with her parents, we find like the right goals of trying to manage seizures as best we can, also manage her quality of life so that even despite having seizures, she can do the things that she wants to do.
It takes the time to know who we are as a family. That to me is worth its weight in gold, that we are seen as a unique family. And I think more than ever, families like ours need to be seen. I'm really grateful that I have an opportunity to give voice to families like ours that aren't a traditional success story. I've definitely had families that have reached out that because of what I've shared, they've been able to recognize it in their own children. And that is super powerful. And I hope that other families can find support in that.
Hailey, Juniper's mom, is taken on a wonderful project, which is to write books about, like introductory books about what is epilepsy and about other sort of rare disorders to help educate actually children.
We're really big on using real language to explain things. I couldn't find one that really resonated with how I talk to my children about epilepsy. And a lot of the books also had this great outcome, like somebody takes medication and they're okay. And that is very much not the reality for Juniper. And in fact, I felt like it was damaging to read something like that because it could make my kids, her siblings go, well, why isn't that the case with our sister? So I went, well, maybe I'll just write something. But I had a friend, he is an illustrator who also has, or an artist who also has a background in neuroscience. So together with Kelsey, the illustrator, we created that first book. We had Dr. Bushlin look over it. We had other medical providers. We had families of children with epilepsy and adults with epilepsy look over it and provide feedback. There are children that have similar outcomes, and we're here to support them. And so I'm really grateful that Doernbecher is supporting and highlighting families and voices like ours, because so often we aren't seen and so often we aren't heard. And speaking from experience, that can be very, very isolating.